Alright, so this video is for anybody that may have missed class and wants to go over each measure or each line by line. So, I know the board's a little hard to see, so I'm really hoping that we have our music out in front of us. The sheet music that I gave everybody in class, you should have this out in front of you. Because this is just going to be kind of a reference to measures so we can see. Alright, so to start, this piece is only on our D and A string, so we should not be on any other strings to play this piece. So you shouldn't be playing on your G string, which is our lowest string, and we shouldn't be playing on our E string, which is our highest strings for violins, okay? Alright, so to start off, let's look at our first two measures. So we have G, 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 D, E, E, D, rest. Rests are super important, so let's make sure not to play here. We have a quarter rest. So that's one beat of rest, one beat of silence, so no playing. So to play our G's, remember we have 3 G's back to back, which happen to be played by 3 fingers on our D string. Because remember it's open D, E, F sharp, and G with our 3rd finger. So we have G, 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 D. That's our open D string. Then stay on that D string, don't move. Put 1 finger down, E, E, back to open D, and then we rest. Okay, so let's play these 2 measures together. We're going to play them a little slow, okay? So we won't go super fast. Go ahead and get ready in playing position and have 3 fingers down on that D string for the note G. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Awesome. So these 2 measures right here. Now let's go on to our next measure. So within that rest right there, you know that we stopped. So we're on our D string right before that rest. Let's just lower our elbow a little bit and rock over to our A string and put 1 finger down, because then we have B, B, A, G, rest, rest, D. So remember, to play a B on our A string, it's just 1 finger down. So we have 1, 1, open A, then we rock back over. Go ahead and have those 3 fingers hovering over, because since we just played an open A here, have the 3 fingers just ready to pop all 3 fingers down on our D string for the note G. With 3 fingers down on our D string for the note G, we rest for 2, and then open D. So let's look at this really slowly. So we start off on our A string, 1 finger down on our A string. We're playing 2 B's, 2 open A's, 1 G on our D string, 2 rests, so don't play there, and then back to an open D. Let's play these ones. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest, rest. Awesome. All right, can we do this line? Actually, well, yes. Can we do this line as written? So we're going to play through all of this, and we have a really important symbol at the very end of this first line. And in our music, we should see where I wrote in, repeat line 1. Because how we do this is we play through, 1 time through, repeat that first line again, and then you go on to your 2nd line and your 3rd line, and then you made it through the piece. Right? So the only line that should be repeated is our first line. Do not repeat any other lines. Okay? So first line, as written. So play it through 1 time, play it through again. Just line number 1 right now. Ready? So 1, 2, wait, what's on? 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Rest, rest. Rest. Rest, rest. Awesome. Now we're on to our next line, which I would like to say is probably our easiest line, besides really making sure we watch for the rest, because all of these are G's, and we know how to play a G because we just played a G up here. So that's 3 fingers on our D string to play the note G. The only place we really need to watch out for is right here at the very end. We have an open D. So no fingers down right here, okay? So really counting your D's, looking at the measures, and listening to everybody around you. to stay together, and then playing an open D right here. So let's start with these first two measures of line 2, where we have the note G on our D string. Okay, ready? Just the first two measures. 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Rest. Awesome. Now let's keep going. More G's, so stay right there. Don't lift your hand. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, did we play our D? Can I have us try these two measures one more time? So remember, it's 4 G's in one measure in this measure right here, and then we have 3 G's, and then our open D on beat 4. So if you want to really count like this, you can think of us having 7 G's, and then on your 8 counting, or your 8 note, you play a D. I don't strongly suggest counting like that, but if that helps you, then think of playing 7 G's, and then when you count to 8, play an open D. Okay, so let's do these two measures right here. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Awesome. Alrighty, I think we are all ready to play line 2, the whole line 2. And then we'll go on to line 3, I promise. So let's do all of line 2, really watching closely for our rest. So that means don't play there. And then watching for right here at this measure, open D at the end. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Rest. Awesome. And now we are on to our very last line, which if you look very closely is pretty much identical to our first line. So you've pretty much already learned this. The only thing that's super different is that you notice at the very end, we have a quarter rest followed by a half rest, and that's the very end of the piece, so we don't play anything after that. So we have a G, and unlike up here where we had this open D, we don't have any more notes. We've made it to the end of the piece. So, thinking back to our first line and how that one sounded, Old McDonald had a farm. Let's play our last line. I'm going to see if we can just play through it. If we do need a little bit of extra help, then I will go through it here shortly. But let's play through our last line. I think we can do it. Ready? So 3 fingers down on our D string to start our last line off. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest. Yay! And that's the very end. Now, you can skip this part because then right after this, I'm going to play through this if you need me to all together. But if you want to listen to this part about going through this individually, note by note, let's do that right quick. So, like I said before, a G is played with 3 fingers on our D string. So we all know our open string, so following what tapes we have down, 3 fingers on our D string to play G, G, G. So play 3 G's. Then we have open D. Stay on that D string. Don't change strings. Put 1 finger down. E, E. So we have 2 E's played with our first finger. Back to open D. So lift all those fingers up on your D string and have them still close by. We don't want them hovering away. Just keep them close by. Rest. Now, just remember within that rest right here, so we still left off on our open D, rock over to your A string within that rest right there. Good. So we're on our A string, but we are not playing the note A. We are playing the note B. So we have to put our first finger down on that A string. So we have 2 B's. B, B, open A, rock back over to over to our D string to play the note G. To have all 3 of those fingers ready, so just pop those down on our D string for the note G. So we have 1, 1, open, open, G. Okay, now that we went over that, can we play through this last line one more time, and then we'll play through the whole thing as written. So that means with the repeat at the end of our first line. Okay, so just last line for right now. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4. that was just to practice that last line. Now let's play through this whole piece as written, starting from the very beginning. Ready? 3 fingers on our D string for the note G to start off. Ready? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Congratulations, awesome job. And I will have another video posted of just me playing through it if you don't want to hear me talk about breaking down each measure. So please be sure to practice because our concert is coming up next Tuesday. Y'all got this. Bye.